welcome our first presenter. It's David from DayWon. Thank you. And let me help you get over. Switched over here. And if you'd like to use the clicker, use this. Okay. And you're good. Start when you're ready.
All right, hi, I'm David Leon, and I'm here to talk to you today about DayWon. A few years ago, I was looking to replace my Windows CRM program, and I was frustrated that Gmail could not do this even though it had all the right building blocks. And I know I'm not the only one that's looking for something like this.
Gmail is great, but did you know it also has contacts to manage your relationships, a calendar to schedule events and meetings, and tasks to keep track of your to-do list? Unfortunately, these features don't communicate or link to each other, and that's where DayWon comes to the rescue. DayWon interconnects your Gmail contacts, calendar, and tasks. You can quickly view your open and closed activities for each contact, view Gmail filtered through your contact, and much, much more. For example, let's look up a client of yours in contacts. We immediately see the past meetings that you've had with this person. We also see that you have lunch with them next week, and you see that you have a to-do action to finish that report you promised him. And finally, you can quickly display all the emails to and from this client, even though he has used 2 different email addresses. DayWon is free and easy to use with your data and privacy secure. It works easily on your PC, smartphone, and tablet. Don't worry about syncing to all your devices, because that's still taken care of for you through Gmail. Sign up today, and let DayWon help you increase your productivity.
DayWon is organized around making the Webmail address book the core foundation to create relationships with Webmail's calendars, events, and tasks. Other platforms focus their structure on company lists or email. The address book, calendar, and task functions in Webmail don't talk to each other. DayWon addresses this problem using patent-pending methodology to organize this data into a very simple CRM. Everyone thinks and organizes information differently, and DayWon allows each user to access and organize their own information in multiple ways. We launched this business to make money, and we're going to use a premium model to do this. Right now, any Gmail users can log on to our beta site and use DayWon's basic full features without any limitations on number of contacts or trial period. We're going to have 2 premium features. DayWon Plus allows one user with multiple Webmail accounts to link their address book, calendars, and tasks across all their accounts. And DayWon Teams allows multiple people in one group or company, each with their own Webmail account, to link their data. How does DayWon differ from the competition? When you sign in with DayWon, all your information is automatically loaded. When you sign up for other applications, the first thing they say is, please import all your contacts. Well, I don't know about you, but that's a real pain in the ass. We don't force people to always use DayWon to access their information through our site. They can continue to use their webmail directly or use other apps on their phones and tablets. Other applications almost always require you to use their platform to access their information. We use Webmail's robust synchronization tools to integrate with almost any device, so we don't have to worry about building this feature. Other applications don't always allow synchronization, and if they do, they usually require you to buy a third-party application, and again, like importing contacts, it's not always simple, it can be a real pain. I like to say that DayWon is old school CRM. We provide only the most basic CRM functionality by linking the address book, the address book, calendar, and task. Most other platforms are chasing and going up the enterprise food chain, which drives them to keep adding features. This adds to the complexity and the costs. And I've been using these programs for over 15 years, and I know most people only use a very small number of these features. DayWon only works with Webmail. There are over 1 billion Webmail users worldwide. There are over 15 million CRM users. We're focused on this general space. We're initially targeting the 425 million Gmail accounts, 142 of them in US and Canada, who use Gmail on a daily basis for their business and or personal needs. We're targeting the underserved market that enterprise platforms are not focusing on that could benefit from simple CRM functionality. These users don't even necessarily know what a CRM is. We're looking at sole proprietors, small businesses, families, Google Apps users, and those in academia. For example, a friend of mine runs a small construction company, and he's looking for a simple, inexpensive mobile CRM to help him organize his customers, his vendors, and his employees. Another friend locally has a 20-person service company, and he actually uses Sugar CRM and pays for it, but they don't use it. He's looking for some inexpensive, simple tool. He's a Google Apps platform that his employees can use to collaborate their contacts and calendars and tasks. It's hard to say how big DayWon can be, and I hate hockey stick projections, but I feel confident we can attract 5,000 paid users within 12 months of me launching my premium features. And I don't think it's hard to imagine a few years past that, 3 to 5 years, to attract 100,000 paid users. Charging between $5 and $10 a month per user, it generates a very nice revenue stream. And we will do this by leveraging our social media accounts, email addresses, and guerrilla PR. I'm the founder and owner of DayWon. I'm a longtime user of CRM programs. I've started and sold my own trash hauling business, and I've got a background in investment banking, business acquisitions, and business operations. And my partner is Tyler Carbone. He's my strategic advisor and partner, and he primarily oversees the software development. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Questions? Do you have an example you could show us?
Yes, did actually see a site?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So here's my site. It's live. This is the beta. It's a little buggy. My programmer is working on it as we speak. But the basic core features actually work. So let's log in. While I'm doing this, any other questions?
Yeah, I just signed up and signed in, and I got into it. But what, do you have any challenges if Google decides to change anything on their end?
So we have to keep an eye on their API.
Yeah.
This is not Google's primary focus. You know, when they built the Webmail, it took them, people complained forever, contacts was one field. It took them over 5 years to make a first and last name field. I've done some calls through a contact. I've contacted Google, and this is not their, you know, I'm comfortable that this is not their focus. They're working on downloading your brain to a computer, driverless cars, email. They're focused on local advertising. They could do this, yes, but I don't think I'm not worried about it.
No, I not as a competitor, but as since you pull the data from Google, like your app, it can keep pulling that same data.
Is it a maintenance issue?
Yeah, I have to keep. If they change their API, I'm screwed. So I have to pay attention to their API.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure.
Get a beep on this film. Two-factor authentication. That's good.
I had my Twitter account stolen last year, so I've been burned once. Remind me to log on. Okay, so here, this is my dummy account. This is the actual site. We can pull up a contact. Let's see, find someone that has some information. Here's, let's see. Here's Rivka. This is my lady that's helping with social media. Here's her basic contact information. Of course, not working. Okay.
Demoing in a presentation.
All right. All right. Let's go to a different
part.
All right. Here, let's go to, let's see, view task. I find a task. Here, I got a task. Email something to Marty. So here's the task. I can then also click on the contact or tag. Let's see. Again, this is, I got to find out some real information. Oh, it's been cleaned up. Okay. So let me add a task. So we've got a task, pick up dry cleaning. I want to associate someone with this dry cleaning, so here's Chip. I assign Chip now to this. I can jump to finish report. If I go back to pick up dry cleaning, I can now see that Chip is tied up with this task. Does that make sense? And it's all hyperlinked, so you can associate a task with multiple people and multiple events and other tasks, and it's all just kind of circular. Yes?
Oh, what will you be charging for the premium?
I'm thinking $5 a month.
Okay.
I've told people, yes.
What is the overlap or competitive differential versus Outlook?
Outlook is a contact service manager or contact management system. It's not, it has an address book. It's just like the Webmail. It has an address book, has a calendar and a task. If you set up a calendar event in Outlook or Webmail and you don't spell the person's name or associate with an email address, you can't find that readily. So it doesn't link all those information together. They have search tools to let you try to find things, but you can't quickly, if you didn't type it in just right, you can't pull up, if you're in my address book and I look you up, I can't see all the past and present, future calendar events and tasks associated with you, as well as other people and teams I want to connect to you. And that's really all I'm doing. Nancy?
Yeah, what have you learned from your beta tests? You mentioned that you have some people using it, and pluses and minuses. Anything you can share with us?
I know I think it looks nice, but my next step, what I need to do, my user interface and user experience, I need to revamp. And that's one of my biggest challenges. I need to make it intuitive to use, simple, so that you don't, I've got help and pop-up screens, I got videos, but I want people to be able to use it and know what to do without having to ask. That's my biggest thing. And I didn't invest in UI earlier. That's probably what I learned. Yes. Yes.
So when Chip opens his page, he's going to see that he's got to pick up the dry cleaning. Is that what you're saying, how this works?
No, this is right now it's one person. It's just for me. I want to print out my to-do list and I want to see, I've got a little report function. I like to see my to-do list sorted. I hate to-do lists that are just alphabetical. Doesn't mean anything. I think by people. I want to see, oh, here's my to-do list sorted by person. Oh, there's Chip. I need to pick up the dry cleaning. It's just for me. Now, if on my premium version, and Chip and I are on the same team, then we could see that, hey, we got this project we're working on. There's a to-do that pops up, and we can change and edit, and we're each going to see it.
So is the premium version the one that you spend $5 a month?
Yes.
That you're talking about?
That's the-
Otherwise, you can just get the free version and just use it yourself.
Right. And I've had people say I should charge everybody right from the get-go, and there's a good argument for that. But Gmail and all webmail is free, and I want to lower the barrier to entry. There's a barrier just to change I have to fight. So I at least want to give it to them free and then charge for this premium feature. Doesn't mean I might not change it later. Yes?
So the premium allows you to integrate multiple email accounts?
Well, only webmail. It won't
Only
work with
webmail.
pop. It won't work with pop email. Yes?
All right, holistic thing. Why did you get into this?
As I was saying at the very beginning, I've been a Windows guy from the very beginning, and I had an iPhone, an iPad, an Apple TV, and I wanted to say, I want to get a Mac, because my computer was dying, and I was using Act CRM software. It's only Windows-based. They didn't have a cloud program. And I know you can run Windows on a Mac, but I'm an engineer by education, and to me that's not elegant, and I didn't want to have Windows on my Mac. And I went searching for a Mac-based CRM. And as I'm testing all these, one of them said, try it. It's free. I have 1,500 contacts. You had to have 250 contacts. I couldn't even test it. And I'm going through all these things. They're all just expensive and complicated. Finally, I'm signed up for Salesforce. I'm using their $5 a month version, which is why I kind of use the $5 price point. And it's great on your computer, it sucks on your phone. You have to use their app sucks. When you're in airplane mode, you can't get your information. They won't synchronize to my phone. My phone is out of sync by 3 years because Salesforce won't let me sync to my iPhone. Now I can, if I upgrade to the $20 a month version and then pay another third-party software another $10, so now I'm spending $30 a month, an increase of $25 just to sync. I can afford it, but it's not worth $25 a month just to synchronize. And with my thing, Gmail already syncs with everything. Yahoo already syncs with everything. So I don't have to build that and spend any money on synchronization. It already does it for me. That's how I got into it. And I got frustrated. I said, why can't Gmail do this? And then it doesn't. And I said, I couldn't find anybody that did it. I searched all over the internet. And so I figured I might as well build my own very expensive.
Are you doing this full time?
No.
Okay, so that 5,000 people in the first year, how do you plan on getting those 5,000 people?
So right now I've got, good question. I've been building my social media for the last year. So,
Okay.
so I already got 171 beta users.
172.
What? Now 172?
173.
We're going for 74. Do I have our bid for? Okay, is there anyone in the room not going to try? Is there anyone? Okay, now you just had about 15 or 20, right?
I've collected, prior to my beta launch in April, I've collected 550 email addresses. I was converting I converted 11% of my website visitors to these 500 email addresses. And my understanding from HubSpot, the standard is 5%. So I did double the standard. So I figured I'm doing something right. I've got 23,000 Twitter followers between my 2 social media accounts. There's that's taking out, there's some overlap of 5,000 people. And I haven't even been marketing my site. So I drive 20% of my website visitors come from Twitter. And because my beta is still a little buggy, once my program is done this month, I'm going to start just slowly marketing to each of my 20,000 Twitter followers to drive people. I've got 1,100 Google Plus users. Google Plus sucks, but if you're using Google Plus, you really love Gmail. And those people spend twice as much time on my website as anybody else, so I'm going to market to those people. And then I'm going to do PR and blast to try to get articles written, try to get blogs written. That's kind of what I'm going to do.
Very good.
It's not, I can't pay for Google AdWords because the word CRM is a $15 Google AdWord because I'm buying it against Salesforce and I can't afford that. So I don't want to do Google Ads. Yes.
There's a lot of CRMs that are out there,
Yes.
and a lot of them are free or $10 one-time purchase on an app on iTunes. Why would I want to give up what I have and pay you $5 a month?
This is not for everybody. There are probably 500 CRMs, and most of the people that are going to use this don't even know what CRM is. It's just really a productivity tool. The CRMs are focused on having sales management tools. Most of them do, and just tying your email so it automatically goes into your CRM. I don't do any of that. I've never used those marketing things. I think it's just you're doing it because your boss is asking for what's your sales projections for the next 12 months. That's the only, and people make that information up, So they're just complicated. They're difficult to use, and again, they don't synchronize with your phone. So you have to go. When I'm on the airplane traveling and I want to look up my contacts in a calendar, I have to go to that CRM website or application to get it, and it doesn't always work. So I just want something, and you have to import all your contacts. When you sign in, the contact's just loaded because I'm using Google's API. That's why. Yes?
So what made you go with CRM as the way you think about it?
Well,
like an organization.
I don't always use CRM, the term CRM. I'm just using it here. It's the easiest way to explain it, a 5-second elevator pitch is it's simple CRM for Gmail, but people under a certain age, I'm above that age, don't know what CRM is. And so I can't use the word, I have a 2-prong marketing. One is the people that know what CRM, the older people, will pay for it. I've done SurveyMonkey on my 500 email list, and they will pay for it, and someone will pay $20 a month for it. The people below a certain age don't know what CRM is, and they prefer to have it free. But I get them to use my free version, and then say, I've got 5 email addresses. Not everybody does. My wife is never going to use this. She uses the mail app on her Mac. She doesn't like to use the web, Gmail's web. She's not my target. But I don't need a lot of users to get a great return on investment on my business. Yes. Oh, someone else had a question.
Oh, yeah. So right now, it's just on the web, there's no app.
There's no, it's a responsive website. I had one developer who wanted to just build an iOS app. It's launched with that. He had good arguments. But Gmail is Android, and Gmail works best when you're going on the website. So I elected, it's cheaper and simpler just to build a responsive website. I'm really in my MPV mode. I'm calling it beta. And so why spend the money on building an app? I can build the website. This fall, if these beta users, I get feedback that they really love the business, then that will give me the confidence to spend the money to redo the UI, to build the apps, to build the premium features. I don't want to waste the money if there's not a real business here. I'm just trying to do a lean startup.
Maybe as a follow-up, are you looking for funding or are you self-funding? How are you?
I am self-funding. I'm not looking for funding. I may in the future. I'm really just looking for feedback, on the presentation, on the business. I'll decide. I don't need a whole lot of money to go each stage, and then once I start generating money, it'll generate a cash flow to keep it funding itself. There's some benefits of bringing in investors. I get smart people helping me. I don't put as much as my own money in it. My wife gets my wife off my back. I'm brutally honest. So I may or may not. I don't have to decide right now. Yes.
A little feedback. I like your presentation.
Thank you.
I like you as a presenter. Very natural and easy to listen to and watch. I like when I see your what you're developing. A saying that I learned a long time ago comes to mind. It's called mature simplicity, and that's what I look at this because as you're right, CRMs can. I mean, I'm a Salesforce victim, and we need it. I mean, we need the complexities that are available through Salesforce and its ability to talk to QuickBooks and Peachtree and all those other things. But I'm sitting here thinking, how can I use this in my personal life in addition to Salesforce? Because I don't go and put my schedule and my day and all that so much in Salesforce, even though I require other people to. But the bottom line is I love the mature simplicity of it. And the only scary part to me is I recently had a business that was dependent upon government code, which, that's scary. This is dependent upon Google and their whims and wherefores. And I think that finding diversification from that might be something to look at down the road.
Well, that's my next stage is I want to interface with Yahoo, interface with AOL, interface with Outlook and Hotmail.com. I'm just testing it with Gmail. And you're right, I don't think Gmail's going away though. And there is a risk, but I've taken a calculated risk that they're not going to screw me. So, any other questions?
Oh, and I like the name.
Thank you.
All right, well, I think you've already alluded to it, but our final question of the day is how can the 1 million Cups Virginia Beach community help you?
Sign up for my beta, give me brutally honest feedback, because it's hard to get honest feedback. Most people sugarcoat it. So, contact information is on the website. Can I log out? Feedback, my card's up there with an email. Email me any feedback personally about the presentation or anything. That's what I'm looking for. If you know people, I need a UI person. Let me log off. I need a, currently, I'm interviewing prospective UI people in the fall or winter. I want to redo the UI. How do we get to it?
Now, do you want to switch to the one with the presentation?
No, go to Gmail. I just want to make sure I'm not in Gmail.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking for. If anybody knows
So you mean the look and feel, the graphic side of it, not the workflow, how does it work?
I need to hire someone to redo. It's hard to find a good UI UX person. I've been going out of town for everything.
They're different.
Yes.
UI, a lot of people go UI/UX.
Right.
They're not the same.
I'm aware.
Okay.
So I'm looking for people to help me with that and get budget estimates. So in the fall I can think about, do I commit more money myself or do I raise a little bit of money? Yes.
Just two comments. When you were listing your marketing strategies, you were talking about marketing to your Twitter users and then another group and then Google Gmail.
Right.
I would actually do Google Gmail first because those users are really brand ambassadors.
Right.
And they're going to give you the most honest feedback. And then secondly, as you're looking for support teams, I would reach out to the career centers at the local universities because they have grad students and undergrad students who are brilliant and can work on projects together. It's very cost effective, and then they too will also promote the product, and they're always looking for opportunities.
Right.
All right, thanks very much, Dave. Okay, next up, we are going to